Hi everyone, and welcome to Storytelling. I am Sister DeWanda Milliner, and on behalf of the Christian Education Department, we bring greetings to you from Greater Bible Way Temple of the Apostolic Faith, where the pastor is Bishop Timothy O. Johnson and the associate pastor is Evangelist Janice Wilson. I am excited about our story today, which is Jesus Heals the Paralyzed Man, from Matthew chapter 9 verses 2 through 8, and from Mark chapter 2 verses 1 through 12 and Luke chapter 5 verses 17 through 26. Your storyteller today will be Sister Nikki Scott, and we are so grateful that you have decided to tune in with us. And we ask that you open your hearts as you open your Bibles.
Praise the Lord, boys and girls. My name is Sister Nikki, and I'll be your storyteller today. The title of this lesson is that Jesus heals the paralyzed man. In the town of Capernaum, 4 men hurried down the street carrying a very special friend of theirs. These men had heard that Jesus was in town, and they had a very important reason to see him. The 4 men who were in such a hurry to see Jesus were carrying their friend who couldn't walk. Because he couldn't stand or walk, he was unable to work. He had to depend on his friends to help him day after day. He was paralyzed and had no hope of ever walking or moving about. But this poor, helpless man had 4 wonderful friends who believed Jesus could heal him. It was impossible for this crippled man to get to Jesus on his own, but the 4 friends were determined that somehow they would take his friend to see Jesus. Suddenly, someone had an idea. Why not carry him to see Jesus? All 4 of these good friends picked up the crippled man and carried him on his bed to the house where Jesus was teaching. When the 4 friends arrived at the house where Jesus was teaching, they saw that the house was completely filled and they couldn't get in. There were so many people at the door, the house was blocked. How would they ever get their friend inside to see Jesus, they asked. The 4 men did not give up. They just came up with another plan. On the outside of the house, there were steps leading up to the top roof. The 4 friends picked up the crippled man and his bed and carried him right up to the top roof. Up on that roof, they laid their crippled friend down. Then they stooped down on their knees and began lifting up the tiles of the floor. First they had made a small hole in the roof, then a large hole, and finally the hole was large enough for the crippled man and his bed to go right down into the house. They tied ropes to each corner of the bed and slowly letting him down in front of Jesus. Jesus looked at the crippled man and had compassion on him. Jesus knew that the crippled man and his 4 friends not only believed that he could heal, but they also believed that he was God. Jesus first told the man that because he believed, his sins were forgiven. That's what he needed most of all, to be forgiven of all the bad things that he had done. Then Jesus said to him, "Rise, take up your bed, for you are healed." Immediately the crippled man's body gained strength, and he felt strong enough to get up and walk. The people standing around were amazed that Jesus healed the crippled man, and they also admired the 4 friends who were determined to get their friend to Jesus. The crippled man jumped up, his legs and body were healed. He rolled up his mat he used for a bed, putting it under his arm. He pushed his way through the crowd to join his 4 friends. That day, he went home a healed man. The people did not know what to think. Some were afraid, and all were amazed. Many praised God for what they had seen that day. They said to each other, "We've never seen anything like this before." The 4 men who showed their friendship to the crippled man were overjoyed. They were so glad they had brought their friend to Jesus. Do you have any friends that need Jesus too? You can tell them all about him so that he can be their friends too. Now it's question time, boys and girls. Question number 1. Who carried the crippled man to see Jesus? Yep, his 4 friends. Question number 2. How did the crippled man get inside the crowd of the house where Jesus was teaching? You remember. His friends lowered him down from the top of the roof. Question number 3. What did Jesus tell the crippled man to do? You're right. Pick up his bed and walk. Last question, number 4. Did the man believe in Jesus? Yes, he did. And Jesus forgave him.
Thank you, Sister Nikki, for that story about Jesus heals the paralyzed man. And be sure to tune in with us next time as we talk about Beside the Pool from John chapter 5, verses 1 through 6. And be sure to like, share, and comment. Thanks for watching.